Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and of course this is my channel. Okay guys, this is another car chat. Today's episode, this is not a TV show, but today I'm going to be talking about aligned action, inspired action, basically action in general. This is a very important one, and it is something that I need to delve into. Delve, is that the right word? I think so. Delve into, because a lot of people try avoiding this, or they do it wrong, and I'm here to break it down for you guys. Okay, if you're new here, hi. I do these car chats. This is literally the second one, but I used to do something called smoothie chats where we're talking about my life, but now I'm going to be talking about topics that are actually important, very important. My life is important, but these topics are more worldwide important. I go to a place, get a smoothie. I tell you guys what I got. I went to Healthy Rabbit today. It's in Cambridge. This is the acai twist, I think. These are the ingredients that are in them. I really went for vanilla chai, but the guy working there was new. They were closing soon. He didn't know how to make it. I'm like, you know what? No problem. I'll just get the acai berry. Always have a, well, not always, but I had a second choice in mind. We're gonna do a little taste test before I get into this topic. Okay. Never seen a bigger hole for a straw. I can't. Do you guys see this? Ah. So, oh my god. The size of this hole is for like boba tea. You know, those like thick straws, but it's fine. It's fine. Delicious. Even took 2 sips. It's 11 degrees here, so it's basically summer in my mind, you know? So I'm gonna look a little refresher. I need a little bit more. Oh my god, it's so good. I think I'm making up for last time, because last time I only had a sip, went straight into the video, didn't have any other sips till the end. This time I'm like doing it a little bit too much in the beginning. So let's get into it. So aligned action is when you want to do something, or you're, you know, desiring something. There's something you want in your life, and there's obviously things you need to do to get there. You need to do the action to get there. And that is what aligned action is. But aligned is the main word in that sentence. Aligned action, okay, aligned action doesn't mean that, like, you know, it feels good to do it and it's easy and everything goes well. No, aligned action can also be hard. Aligned action can be tough. Aligned action can be difficult. How do you know if it's the right thing? What if you just don't feel good doing it? So you have to distinguish between that. I like rolled up my sleeves. I'm like, I'm ready to talk about this. You have to distinguish between that. So do you not feel good because you're doing hard work even though you know it's going to get you to where you want to go? Or do you just not feel good because you honestly just feel like this is just not for me anymore? This is not my field. This is not what I want to do. This topic just came into my head, and I know it's something that a lot of people deal with and struggle with. Let's say you're going to school for psychology, and you did that because you just thought that's what you wanted to do at that point in time. And like, you know what, you're second year, third year in, and you're just like, you know what, I really do not like this program anymore. So in that situation, it's like, okay, do you not like what you're learning? Is it because like this is just not the right program for you anymore? Is it because maybe post-secondary isn't the thing for you anymore, right? You need to figure out what it is, because if you really want to do psychology but you're like, oh, this is just so hard, you know, like that is what you should be doing. Yes, it's hard, it's okay, but at the end of the day, like, or at the end of the program, you do get rewarded for that, right? You do get that diploma, that certificate, that degree, that master's, PhD, whatever level you're in, right? Knowing your why in that situation is very important. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? What is your end goal to that? Because essentially as humans, like, we want to know things. We're curious, we're human beings. We want to know, like, okay, I'm doing this program, you know, I'm still in this college program situation. You know, at the end of the 4 years, 3 years, this is what you're going to get out of it. So if you're in a program that you don't align with anymore, that you just don't even see yourself doing in the future, that you literally have to drag yourself out of bed, and not because like it's just school, it's because you just don't like anything that you're learning anymore. That is where you have to, like, you know, have that talk with yourself. Okay, I want to go to school, I want to learn, but this is just not the right program for me, and you reevaluate. That was a little weird example, but I just know that, like, you know, so many people go to school for a specific thing, they don't end up doing it anymore. Throughout the program, they know like that's not the thing for them, but they continue on. And I'm lucky because, like, for me, I'm not doing what I went to school for, but I don't regret going to school, like, for what I went to school for, criminology. It was great, it was amazing, and if I could go back, I'd do it again, you know? But there's so many people in my program that, like, went on to do other things, or like just in general, went on to do other things, and they're like, I wish I didn't waste thousands of dollars in something that like I didn't even want to do. Like, you know, you kind of know if you're like, okay, I'm definitely not doing anything within this like realm of what I'm learning ever again, so cut me out. Okay, and then there's inspired action. So there is internal inspired action and then external inspired action. And we're gonna go through both of them. So internal inspired action is basically when you're like just thinking of something. Let's say you want to write a book, you know, and you get that like ping, that download, whatever you want to call it, that like feeling, you know what, I want to write a book. And that can be like just like your personal thing, something you truly want to do. And then you do the action towards that, right? You start writing a page a day, you start, you know, getting your framework of it done, like your table of contents, whatever. That is internal inspired action that is coming within you. And then there's external inspired action, which we see a lot more just because like the way things are going now and like social media and everything being all like TV media, you know, Instagram, social media, basically. I already said that. Let's keep going. So basically it's like, okay, let's say I see someone with a Tesla Model S white. Let's say I see that and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that car looks nice, like I want to have that car. And you weren't necessarily thinking of that car before, but like you saw it on the road, you saw a picture of it, and you're like, you know what, that's something you're seeing externally, and that is now something that you want, and now you're inspired to do that, right? So what's the action steps behind that? Basically researching about it, figuring out like what the car actually entails, your loans, financing, leasing, all those things, right? Those are saving, obviously, or just buying it, whatever. Financial stuff. Those are all action steps that you'd be taking towards that car. But the initial wanting of that car came from an external situation, from you seeing someone else have it. External inspired action doesn't have to just be a material thing. Like, yeah, that Tesla example was cool, but like it could be a relationship. Let's say you see a couple walking down the street holding hand in hand, being all lovey-dovey, and you're like, you know what, that is something I aspire to have as well. What are the action steps behind that? And I swear this could be a whole other car chat. So basically you start working on yourself, right? Because you want to show up as the best version of yourself with your next partner, the person that you want to be with. So then you take a look at your life and you're like, okay, what parts of my life do I want to improve? Maybe you're not sleeping enough, you know, you want to feel rested throughout the day because you're just feeling lethargic all day. Sleep a little bit earlier. Maybe you're like, you know what, I haven't really been doing any movement, any exercise in like 5 years. Maybe I should start doing that. You do a little half-an-hour walk every day. All of these little things are action steps that help you to get to what you want, right? And this is external inspired action. Thing is, with these action steps, whether it's internal or external, people try to skip it. Why? Because it's hard. It can be hard. I don't want to say it is hard. It can be hard. It can be difficult. It can be tough. Like what I said in the beginning. This is going to be a little bit harsh, but like I literally have to say it. If all you had to do was just write down what you wanted or think about what you wanted without doing any aligned action at all, everyone in the world would have what they want. And clearly we see that that is just not how things are going right now. And like, I'm not even really talking about like manifesting right now, because that could be a whole other card chat, because I do believe in manifestation, but it has to be backed up with aligned action, because I have manifested so much of my life. And there's been certain things but I have been trying to manifest, or was trying to manifest, for years upon years, and never happened until I started doing aligned action, and everything just started coming to my life, right? Whole nother card chats. If you want me to talk about manifestation, put it down below. But anyways, back to aligned action. So as I was saying, aligned action feels good, but it doesn't mean that it is easy. So think about like NBA players, right? Like, okay, they're, you know, they're doing basketball, whatever. They have practice like what, 7 days a week, 6 days, I think it's honestly 7 days when they're in season. 6 or 7 days. It's not easy what they're doing. They're training for hours upon hours a day. That is not easy. The regular, or the normal average, I guess, that's the word I'm looking for, the average human being couldn't do what they are doing. Yes, they're playing on such a high level, but it's not easy. It doesn't matter, like whatever field you're in or whatever you're doing, it's not easy, but it is aligned for them. Like, that is what they are doing. That was an example of an athlete, but if you're a business owner, you're doing aligned action every day, things to help you and your business grow your business. Yes, it's not easy, but it feels good, you know, you have your own business and this is the path that you chose. Okay, so all in all, action is needed to get to what you want. Make sure it feels good. That is what's most important. Energy is real. No one can tell me otherwise. No one can tell me otherwise. And you know what, at the end of the day, know why you're doing what you're doing. Don't just do something to do it. Don't just do it because you feel like that is what you have to do, or you feel like you're doing something to like make other people happy. Like, do it for you, and know the reason you're doing it, and know what you want to get out of it, right? That's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to talk about action because I feel like I made a TikTok about this. I'll put it here. There's a difference between people who plan everything in life and people who actually do the things that they're planning about. You can plan forever, but if you don't actually do the action, what you want is not going to come into your life. A little tough love, but it had to be said. So basically in that TikTok, I was saying there's so many planners in the world, people who will plan until the day to die, and then there's people who actually do the things. And you and I, we're doers. We're actually going to do things to make things happen, to change our lives and live the best life that we can here on earth. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. It helps me a lot. And if you have any other topics you want me to do for car chats, let me know. Put it down in the comment section or send me a private message. Manifestation is definitely a good one because I'm gonna need 3 smoothies for that one. No, but yeah, that is one that may be coming next, but there's also a lot of things I want to talk about as well. I try to keep these brief, to the point, short, 15 minutes max. I've been going for 20 minutes now, so I'm gonna have to cut some things out. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.